Yeah, what I'm trying to say here is it was documented a century ago, but they did a accurate recordings here. Most of what we actually expressing nowadays here, but there's a little bit of Creole with the new generation start putting it in.
Yes. I was going to ask you, has it changed over that
It
time?
is
much?
changing a little bit, I guess, because there's, depends on the parents where they bring their kids up. So probably when they bring the kids up in town, they start off them with English. So here we got that the generation is speaking in English, and the parents know language and English. In those cases, people, they put in a lot of English words in the language.
Is that because there's new objects and new ideas that may not have expression in the older version of the language? So is there any kind of putting or inventing, putting different words together to describe something new that's come into the society?
Yeah. For example, this new technology like phones and boombox we don't have.
Yeah.
So those things we name them boombox and phone and things like that in language.
So it just pops out and keep going. Yeah.
So what Colin and I are doing is we try to do a benchmark here. So we are not saying the language is going to be like this. We are saying the language is like this, but it's gradually changing. Yeah. These guys, they were scholars here, but they were Latin or French missionaries. So they have their own way of interpreting what they understood. So
Yes.
So it's a bit tricky, but because I understand the language and I'm a native speaker of it, it makes it easier to work it out. Like for example, breast milk, we call it I, but sap of a tree, we call it ho-ho. But this fellow sort of mixing it up by saying tutu hohono, which he goes for the breast, and breast juice or breast milk, he is sort of saying the sap of the breast, which is not right.
I understand. Yes.
And that's what we're doing now with Jandai, because we have so few words. So we get the closest word and put that into, I guess, expand the meaning, because we don't have the other words.
All language is a bit tricky here. So, for example, if you put a subject in front, like, if we put it like Abia erau eurin, that means Abia bit the snake. But if we put the subject first, then it's okay.
It's a similar word order to Australian Aboriginal language.
Yeah, a lot of Indigenous Australian languages have that.
Basically, the perpetrator comes first.
Well, or the topic of the sentence comes first.
The main idea, the main point of the whole thing.
But sometimes,
it's the snake.
sometimes this priest who collection of priests who wrote this information down. Sometimes they got the sentences, they got that wrong. So it's given us a lot of heartache trying to work out what is he saying. It doesn't make sense.
Even a word here, and if you misspell a word or something, you're talking about totally different thing from what you're trying to get across here. For example, Maya, we got some people spell Maeea, and they say Maya, which is language, or Tan, which is Maya. But if we put Maia, it's total. It's fish. The fish we are talking about.
Yes. But do you think that having the French there, it complicates it? Does it add anything?
Sometimes.
Like most of the time he's giving me hints, like I can make sample sentence on my own, but I'm trying my best to get what they are trying to put out there. Or every time I go trying to get a sentence right, I go telling it, let's Google the French. What does the French say? So I try to work side by side with the French.
So that's like another. It's like having another person in the conversation, isn't it? Even though they're absent, it's what they left behind.
And we're finding too that some sentences that we translated in 2015, we're looking at them and going, no, that's not what it means. This is what it means.
And it's a little bit like when you look at some of the English and Australian languages, Aboriginal languages. The English terms are no longer in use. So practices that are no longer. Those are some of the things, like practice, like you said, words that I don't understand. I just don't delete them, but we go. We just sort of we asterisk them. Oh, okay.
We sort of mark them, say, okay. It's good that the sample sentence is explaining the head word here, the head word which I don't understand. But it's good that it's giving me a synonym, similar meaning.
Yes.
So what I do is, I go for the similar meaning. Okay, I say, okay, I understand the similar meaning. So I sort of get put it in the EES stands for encyclopedia. What's it called?
Encyclopedic entry.
Yeah. So it's sort of giving them extra information, sort of thing. So I go for the synonym of it and say, okay, in 2019 we prefer using this word for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Gee, makes for a very rich publication.
Thank you. And I have few challenges here. Some of my the native speakers, for example, here challenging us, saying, "Oh, this word's supposed to be written that way," and we got these V's and B's, sort of Abia here. So the name is Abia, a female name, Abia, but some write A, V, Victor, I, A, and some write A, B, Betty, I, A. So I've got those sort of challenges, but it's a minor, I said it's a minor issue. It doesn't really change a name here, but it's the letters that are changing, so it's okay.
And we have the same, where the sound is somewhere in between the two. So it might be a G or a K. It might be a G or a K. But it's probably in between. So some people spell it with a G and some people spell it with a K. But we just say they're interchangeable.
Exactly.
G, K.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what we're doing. We say we explain it in the front page. So,
Yes.
but we because I'm working on it and I prefer using B, I just continue using B, but I explain it in the dictionary when people want to use the dictionary, they will say, "Oh, it's interchangeable." Because it's gonna be a hot topic when you're trying to convince somebody to understand what you do.
Because they think it's more important than it is.
So the villages that were evangelised by the LMS spell things one way, and the villages that were evangelised by the Catholics spell it another way. And people can tell by the way you write something where you come from.
To be exact, let's say what denomination or what
what your Christian affiliation is.
There's a story that my great uncle wrote about why the missionaries were not successful with our people, because they taught our people the Lord's Prayer, which says, "Give us our daily bread." I don't know if you know the Lord's Prayer in English, but the missionaries taught our mob the Lord's Prayer, and so they took it literally. Where's our daily bread? You promise us we come to pray, you give us bread. You go away, you don't come anywhere again, you lie, no daily bread.
Exactly, yeah.
So they got rid of it. So no,
You're right.
you tell lies.